As I told you, I would start doing movie reviews, so I thought I'd start fresh with a movie that's out in theaters right now and a really good movie. So here we go. Django Unchained. Alright, so today I saw Django Unchained. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch this movie around Christmas time or whatever because I was busy with other things, so today I finally got the chance to watch it, and so this is what I thought. But before I get into reviewing the movie, I wanna address a couple of things because a lot of people complain about the use of the N-word in this movie, and Spike Lee even complained about the use of the N-word in this movie and how it offends his ancestors and whatever. So I'm gonna address that. First off, Spike Lee, he needs to go down somewhere. I mean, this isn't really the first time that Spike Lee has ever addressed another director. I mean, remember, or like what, 2 years ago, he addressed Tyler Perry because he said his movies are buffoonery and croonery, and Spike Lee told him to go straight to hell. Well, now, don't get it twisted, all right? I love Spike Lee as a director. One of my favorite movies of all time is Do the Right Thing, and trust me, he's an awesome director back in his prime. But nowadays, Spike Lee, you just need to stop, all right? And let some of these other directors do their thing. And Quentin Tarantino, on the other hand, like, I know some of y'all, the movie Django Unchained might offend y'all or whatever, but honestly, you can expect that from Quentin Tarantino. I mean, most of Quentin Tarantino's movies are dialogue-based films, and Quentin Tarantino, he's known for dialogue and the use of certain words. So Spike Lee, just cut the shit and stop hating, alright? Either that or you are hating because you didn't thought of it first. So I don't know what to say, but I still love you, Spike, but seriously, cut it out. Now, I understand that some of the older generations might find this movie offensive, but hey, I understand, alright, because the older generations, they've been through stuff that me and my lifetime will never experience. Some of my friends told me and explained why some people may find this movie offensive and where Spike Lee is coming from, which really did make sense to me, but honestly, it's a movie. They always reimagine things, so it's just I love Spike Lee and Quentin Tarantino, but both of y'all just need to get it together, alright? One last thing before I review the movie. Did they use the N-word excessively? Yes, but was it a lot? Heck no, they didn't. Like, at least to me it wasn't, because I'm used to hearing the word a lot, and I don't mean E-R, N-I-G-G-E-A. But honestly, I couldn't really see what the problem is, unless you're like the older generation and probably heard the word excessively when you were back in your younger days. But yeah, but still, I don't see what the problem is. It was tolerable to me, at least, so it didn't really offend me and it didn't really get to me, so whatever. So I could deal with it. But for some people out there, I can understand because again, they did use the N-word excessively a lot. So if you're one of the few people that find this movie offended, I understand. I'm just saying it wasn't offending from where I'm standing. But again, it all falls back on Quentin Tarantino because again, if you know Quentin Tarantino, you know his work. You know most of his films are dialogue based. You know that he'll say words of dialogue that are completely out of your mind or you wouldn't expect most movies to have. Now, with all that being said, let's get to Django. Alright, so the premise of Django Unchained is about Django. He's a slave, and then Christoph Waltz, his character, he picks up Django and teaches him how to become a bounty hunter. He tells him, "Look, I need your help trying to find these men. If you help me in exchange, I will help you find your wife." And so he did. Now, this movie is starring Jamie. I can't wait to see what he does as Shocker in the new Amazing Spider-Man movie. Christoph could read the eulogy at someone's funeral and make it sound fascinating. Walsh. Leonardo, from skinny blonde boy that girls are head over heels for in Titanic, to oh my god, I can't believe that's him playing the slave owner in Django Unchained, DiCaprio. Carrie, my ideal wife, Washington, and Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson. Now, when I first heard that Jamie Foxx was in a Quentin Tarantino movie, I was like, that is interesting. That is very interesting. But anyways, regardless, Jamie Foxx, he kills it as Django. I mean, throughout the movie, I saw how he progressed from some humble slave to finally at the climax of the movie, he really came into his own. I mean, the last 30 minutes of this movie alone, then the third act was just all sorts of badass. So Christoph Waltz's character, Dr. Schultz, I mean, I was really impressed with him. He'd be like, he's a character that you can identify with in real life. You know, he's just that nice dude that really cares for you and does anything for you, and he's really trying to help you. So, props to Christoph Waltz. Really impressive. Kerry Washington, she really wasn't given much to work with. I mean, throughout the movie, she was like, or she was speaking German. I don't know how to speak German. Or she was just given very little dialogue. But again, she was perfectly suited for this character. So props to her. Now, a lot of people praise Samuel Jackson for the character he played. Like, I'll admit, Sam Jackson, he did really good. He did really good in that movie. He was pretty much playing the slave that was head over heels for his master. But honestly, it was just Sam Jackson being Sam Jackson. It was just Sam Jackson being old Sam Jackson with this old Samuel Jackson-ism. So, not really much to expect from him. I mean, I didn't really have much expectations for his character, but he did really good though. But my hat goes down to Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, we all know Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like Hollywood's golden boy, and he, you've even seen him in movies like Titanic and Catch Me If You Can. And don't get it twisted, Leonardo DiCaprio, he's a good character. Now he can do good movies, like Titanic, Gangs of New York, Catch Me If You Can, The Departed, and hell, even Inception. Those were good movies. But honestly, like this movie right here, this is the best I've seen from Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, like, this was really his best work. I mean, like, him playing the slave owner, he kills it. No other words can explain how impressed I was with Leonardo DiCaprio in this movie. I mean, and his dialogue was great. And that's another thing in this movie. The dialogue in this movie was just awesome. Like any other Quentin Tarantino movie, the dialogue is always good. Like Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2 and Glorious Bastards, in which, here it comes, to my everlasting shame, I have never seen Inglourious Bastards. But don't worry, I'm going to make it my obligation to see that movie, alright? But honestly, out of all my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies, I will put Django Unchained over Kill Bill, but Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies of all time, and I wouldn't necessarily put Django over Pulp Fiction, but still, Django Unchained is like my number 2 of favorite Quentin Tarantino movies. At least until I see Inglourious Basterds and see how impressed I am with that movie. I'm really digging the vibe of this movie. It has that Western feel to it, and me, I'm not really a big fan of Western films, but honestly, I'll probably say, if I were to say there was one of my favorite Westerns out there, I would say Django Unchained is one of my favorite Westerns out there. But the Western is not the only tone in the movie. I mean, there are other tones in this movie, like it kind of had a comedic feel to it, and I mean, like, hey, I remember I was in the theater, and throughout the movie there was just nothing but good laughs and whatnot. So I think those are the only negatives that I would give this movie. It's like it would change up tones from throughout the movie and whatever. So in a sense, well, to an extent, it didn't kind of know what kind of movie it wanted to be. And the music in this movie is another thing that kind of took me out of the movie for a bit. I mean, like there were some good songs in this movie. Hell, one of my favorite songs in the movie was at the beginning, where you hear that Django. I mean, I will find the soundtrack and I will get that song and I will play that song. And there were some other good songs in this movie. I mean, like in the middle of the movie where everybody was riding on their horses, there was a Rick Ross song. I'm like, that doesn't really fit for this time period, but okay. I mean, don't get into it. The soundtrack's awesome, but still, in terms of the music, in terms of the music, I don't think the movie didn't know what type of music it really wanted, so I don't know. But again, I still really have fun with this movie. So in the end, I will give Django Unchained an A++. That's it for my very first movie review. Be on the lookout for more reviews. I'll start putting out some more movie reviews real soon. See how they do. Peace.